In the world of 40K, there are many losers. You've got the countless billions of humans who exist only to become finely ground corpse paste on some forgotten shithole planet. Then, you've got the Aeldari, which are the whiny space elves crying over their fallen empire. All the meanwhile, their souls are being devoured by the BDSM god they literally fucked into existence. But arguably the biggest losers are us, the Warhammer 40K fans. We're the masochists, clutching our stupidly expensive plastic soldiers while Games Workshop hikes the prices again and releases another model we never asked for. But seriously, no faction is truly safe in the grimdark future. The best you can hope for is losing slower. So, before we can figure out who's getting their cheeks clapped the hardest, we first got to take a look at the select few who are, against all odds, actually doing okay. The heavy hitters, and almost everyone's favorite, are the Imperium of Man. For 10,000 years, they've been running on hatred of other races, blind faith in Big E, and the fumes from their hive cities. But make no mistake, this crumbling empire is stretched thin across 1,000,000 worlds. The only reason it's still standing is because of the weight of their numbers, thanks to the Imperial Guard. Billions of these poor suckers are used as meat shields. And if all 1,000,000,000 are killed, they'll just make more. Also, their stock has gone up lately, because Daddy came home from getting cigarettes. Well, 2 of them anyway. You've got Roboute Guilliman, the galaxy's most anal retentive accountant, back from the dead to whip the whole shit show into some semblance of order. He's literally holding the Imperium together with his Excel spreadsheet calculations. Then there's Lionel fucking Johnson, who finally woke up from a 10,000-year power nap, looked around, and immediately started swinging his big-ass sword. He started up a little gang and is actively hunting traitors in Xenos. On top of that, the Emperor's oiled-up banana boys, the adeptus custodies, have finally gotten off their golden asses on Terra. After 10 millennia of being the world's most overqualified security guards, they've decided to venture out and remind the galaxy why you don't fuck with 9-foot-tall demigods created by the Emperor himself. So yeah, the Imperium is a paranoid, fascist, bureaucratic nightmare, teetering on the brink of total implosion. And the whole thing is held together by a blueberry with an obsessive-compulsive need to file paperwork. But they're holding the line for now. If the Imperium is the old boomer yelling at kids to get off his lawn, then the forces of chaos are the millennials trying to burn his house down with him inside it. Essentially, chaos is partying like it's the Horus Heresy all over again. The whole gang of bitter, superpowered man-children are back on the scene. You've got Angron, the roid-raging bitch, just smashing planets. You've got Mortarion, handing out AIDS and COVID to anybody that asks. And finally, the ditty-loving femboy, Fulgrim, comes and goes as he pleases. Literally. Even Abaddon the Despoiler is finally getting some wins on the board, after 13 Black Crusades worth of blue balls. This man literally took the most L's, but he finally managed to rip the galaxy a new angry red asshole called the Great Rift. So now there's entire legions of demons crawling out of this cosmic prolapse and raining hell. And with Abaddon's latest scheme, the Orks of Omen, it even saw him and his new BFF Vashtor, basically Space Elon Musk, actually accomplish shit. He succeeded in acquiring one of the pieces to let him promote himself to godhood. So, yeah, chaos is on the offensive, just like the Imperium. And what should you do to protect yourself from the perils of chaos? Well, you should run and hide, and today's video partner NordVPN can help. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, the threats can be endless. Just imagine the horrors that await when you connect to the webway. But with NordVPN, you can browse the web with peace of mind, knowing your data is encrypted and your online activity is shielded from the prying eyes of heretics and the Inquisition. Whether you're on a Forge world or on a crusade across the galaxy, NordVPN's advanced security features protect you from hackers, malware, and annoying ads. I personally use it to secure all my devices, from my laptop to my phone, ensuring I'm protected by the machine god wherever I go. But NordVPN offers more than just security. It provides an unrestricted internet. By connecting to thousands of servers worldwide, you can bypass geoblocks to access region-locked streaming content. Now, you can watch Slaanesh's favorite videos without any interruptions. Protecting your online privacy is more important than ever, which is why I'm proud to partner with them. And they've even put together an exclusive deal for you. Go to nordvpn.com/grimdawk to get 4 bonus months when you sign up for a 2-year plan. That's efficiency that even Roboute Guilliman would be satisfied with. And it's completely risk-free with their 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, then you can return it. Anyway, now back to our video. The Tyranids are also on a rampage. These huge space cockroaches only have one thing on their minds, and that's to eat every fucking thing. They don't want your soul. They don't want your worship. They just want to turn you, your dog, your mom, and your planet's atmosphere into a digestible protein slurry to make more Tyranids. Fighting these things is futile. You can't run from it. They are inevitable. And every victory isn't really a win. Oh, you blew up 1 trillion of them? Cool. You just expended irreplaceable war resources and instead gave them more material to create larger armies. And even if you defeat a hive fleet, all you did was just kill 1 head of a galaxy-sized hydra. You just mildly inconvenienced the Tyranids and showed them where the dinner can be found for the next fleet. The worst part is this isn't even their final form. They have a hidden army so big, it makes your mom look like a Victoria's Secret model. So, just from a numbers standpoint, they technically have an infinite army, and literally cannot lose. But speaking of infinite numbers, the Orks are similar. You can never, ever get rid of them. Back in the day, the Emperors and his boys curb-stomped them so hard during the Great Crusade that everyone thought they were done. It was a real, they had us in the first half moment for the entire Imperium. But Orks are basically a fungal infection, and they just grew back time and time again. More recently, they got absolutely skull-fucked by the Tyranids at Octarius. But this didn't stop them from having the time of their lives. They were enjoying losing, as long as they got to fight to the death. Their continued relevance is now duct-taped to the existence of an orc named Gazgkul Thraka. This magnificent bastard is leading what is basically the angriest Coachella festival in history, and his army is so fucking huge, it looks like a tidal wave of salsa verde. So as long as Gazgkul's almighty wag is still raging, the Orks are in a solid spot. Now, our next faction should be in the top spot. That's right, we're talking about everyone's favorite chrome-plated skullheads, the Necrons. They're downright overpowered if you think about it. They have tech so advanced it makes the rest of the galaxy look like they're cavemen. And all that space magic bullshit, from the warp that melts everyone else's brains, the Necrons are completely immune. They look at intrusive thoughts with the same bored face as your girl in bed. So, what's their weakness? Well, half their armies are still hitting the snooze button after a 60-million-year nap, and the ones who are awake are locked in bitter civil wars. It's essentially a battle between immortal T-800s with ego problems. However, every once in a while, their long-lost CEO, the Silent King, shows up and tells everyone to squat up. When that happens, they stop being a bunch of space boomers and become an unstoppable force. Just ask Roboute Guilliman. The big blue blueberry got his cheeks thoroughly clapped by the Silent King. Ultimately, the only thing that can reliably kick a Necron's ass is another Necron. They are their own worst enemy. They're not a losing faction because nobody else is even qualified to make them lose. So, not everyone in the galaxy is on a winning streak. Take the case of the Tau. They're basically Smurfs with big guns and even bigger, stupider ideas. See, the Tau are the new kids on the block. They're the insufferable tech bro startup of the 41st millennium. They genuinely believe they can disrupt the grim dark industry of slaughter with a TED Talk on the greater good and bullshit philosophy. They hold some bullshit belief that they can change the world and make it good. But to do so, they need to conquer every other intelligent species, aka murder and destroy. Seems similar to what a certain golden-armored 10-foot-tall Turkish man believed in. All their recent sphere expansions have been epic fails. They're throwing bodies and high-tech gear into a meat grinder to capture a single, unimportant gas station. Worse yet, they're getting bodied by the B squads of other factions. Their top general, Commander Shadowson, had to throw a whole army at a squad of COVID-infected Death Guard and barely won. And right now, their big, scary expansion has been fought to a stalemate by just 2 Space Marine chapters. It's not even the Ultramarines or the Black Templars. It's the goddamn Raven Guard and White Scars. So basically, they're not even better than space ninjas and wannabe bikers. They're technically at their peak right now, but even so, their population is shit, and their tech is a work in progress. The Tau just can't compete with the big boys, and they're taking too many military L's. But if you really want to talk about the biggest fucking losers, let's talk about the Eldar. These space elves are the living embodiment of peaking in high school and spending the next 10,000 years talking about their glory days and all the bitches they used to pull. The core of their problem is that there's no respawn for their assets. When a maiden world is destroyed, it can never be replaced. New craft worlds cannot be built, and their central hub of Kamara cannot be replaced if it falls. For example, the craft world Biel-Tan got shattered like a cheap IKEA bookshelf, and now the Aeldari are basically a fleet of space hobos pretending they still have a home. To make matters worse, they basically need Viagra to get it up, since their libido apparently died with their empire. Because of this, every single Eldar casualty is a population catastrophe. When a platoon gets wiped out, it's not just a military loss. It's an entire branch of their family tree getting deleted because some orc got a lucky swing. So, yeah, the Eldar population is in a permanent nosedive because they can't bang out replacements faster than they get slaughtered. They used to build stars for fun. Now, they can't even sustain a viable population. So, in the current 40K setting, nearly every faction is losing in some capacity. But it is the Eldar who are definitely suffering the most. With no comeback on the horizon and the constant attrition chipping away at their finite resources and population, the space elves are not just losing. They are being erased from a galaxy they once ruled. That concludes today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please feel free to comment below on which topic I should cover next. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a Shopify store linked in the description for Warhammer Lego figurines. I also have a Discord if you're interested in joining.